Hello traders, how are you doing guys? Welcome, nice to see you here. Many of you already joined and seems like the viewers are dropping in one after one. Welcome to all of you to another weekly Forex overview. I hope you all had a great trading week last week. We started a little bit in a loss last week, for me at least, and I think the rest of the room and my students did well too. Lots of good trades I saw in the room. So yeah, for me it was a little bit slow start because I got the dollar and the gold prediction a little bit wrong. I thought that the dollar may had some more room down before it start going up, but that didn't really happen. Then after that we did adapt the plan, and things went very well Wednesday through Thursday, and Friday was a little bit of a slow day to me, but overall it was a good week. So yeah, let's get started, and as usual we start with the disclaimer. So please read it well and be aware of about the risk involved in trading, and this session is not in any way a signal to anyone. It's just the way I see the market and the way I am trading, taking those trades. Yeah. So let's start talking about next week, guys. Seems like we have a week packed with some news. It starts very slow Monday and Tuesday. Today we have the Japanese election, and it seems like it's going as expected, so I don't think there would be any big surprise in the market, since there's no new Prime Minister. It seems to be Abe anyway. The current Prime Minister seems to be winning, so there will not be any surprises there. But then Wednesday, Thursday we have some big impacts on Aussie, Sterling, USD, and mostly CAD on Wednesday. Thursday we have Euro, and that's gonna be also day with some volatile markets. We have the USD unemployment on Thursday too, and Friday we have advanced GDP. So yeah, keep an eye on the news, guys, as I always say. So you have to be prepared and not entering a trade just ahead of news maybe. Yeah, once again, welcome to all of you, the newcomers, and those of you who've been here earlier too. There's many names here, so it's hard to me to say hi to everyone. Welcome, and as I said in the start, please, if you like the session, don't forget to hit the like button. I'm looking for a new record that we hit above 100. That would be great. If we reach 100 likes, I would be very happy and keep doing this every single week. Yeah, we start with the Dixie, guys. A bit of a roller coaster on the dollar, a little bit of let's call it some of ranging market with some bullishness in it at the, especially on Friday, where the dollar did found lots of buyers, and we had a good close for the week for the Dixie. And if we're gonna look at the technicals, we do have now we have this higher low and another higher low down here now. We didn't have of course a higher high, but we keep making higher lows, which make me think that we may reach once again the top of the range around the monthly R1 once again, probably for next week. So that is the important level that the Dixie should break for more continuation higher. So interesting level to look at for a possible if we're gonna see bearish evidence and another bounce down, or just a correction lower for a retest of these highs here and probably a continuation. But in any case, you want to wait for a break of this level, daily break above this high back here. That would give the dollar an open room to reach to the next level of trouble up here around the monthly R2 and the 95.5 level. Yeah, the level is a very important one, and you should be looking at how the Dixie gonna react in this area if we reach that next week, because it has been acting as good resistant so far. As you see, looking left, we had reaction here, we have reaction back here, and once again this month we had good rejection and some reversal from that level, yeah, which make it an important level to look at. But once again, we are inside this range now, and we should keep trying to fade the edges until we see a clear breakout and a possible continuation, yeah. I am more bullish on the dollar now, since we couldn't break a new low. This looks like a possible correction lower only, retest of the neckline, and Friday was a very strong close and a bullish engulfing candle. That's why I'm looking for a possible at least retest of the monthly R1, and if that broken, more to the upside. Gold, well, we were waiting for a possible reaction on the 618 Fibonacci retracement of this move here. We got that on Thursday, but it never closed and make new high here, and there was no continuation. And Friday we got a bearish engulfing candle, and it seems like we have another higher low. We have a another lower high after this lower high here, lower than this one, and now as you see, bearish engulfing candle. Market sentiment looks to be still bearish on gold and bullish USD. So there is a possibility that if we break these lows here next week, we're gonna go down to 4 hour and see the level much better. But a break and close below 12.76, and that should send us back down to this important structure level once again on gold, yeah. Let's go down to the 4 hour and take a look. So where the gold is testing right now is still an important level, because on the 4 hour you see that this could be a possible bullish double bottom at this shelf here, and we have some bullish divergence on the RSI. But once again, this reaction last Friday was very strong, and you should wait for a good bullish evidence if you want to take this possible double bottom at this level here, because we are in the middle of this range, yeah. So be careful and look for strong signal if you want to long this. Otherwise, if we get a break of this level here, as I showed you on the daily, then there is a possibility that you may sell the retest, and your take profit level should be down here around the 1260 area where we had this bounce earlier. Yeah. So early next week, start looking where the gold is testing right now to see if we're gonna get a break of this level or not. We are now testing back this area where we had this bounce and the previous neckline, and we have the 61.8 Fibonacci retracement of this leg that is not broken yet. Okay. Oil, guys, we're still holding this level, and I'm still bullish on oil. Not much changed structure wise. We're still in this above this trend line, and we did break these levels here and did a retest. Thursday was a strong down day, but Friday we got this bullish engulfing day, and if you are long on oil, you can hold it and look for possible retest of these highs here. If that broken, then of course if we break these highs, then our next area should be the monthly R1 and the previous structure resistance up here. Yeah, so still bullish on oil, and could be a good idea to buy the dips here. Short term, if you are looking for 4-hour tradings or anything like that, you want to see a break of this structure here. We have this little range now that we are trading in as a short-term trader. You see, you want to see this range broken, so I would say keep buying these lows. If you got another test down here, if you got something like this, you can try to buy these lows in anticipation to reach the top of the box or for a possible breakout. Thank you, Ariel. Glad you like it. Don't forget to hit the like button though. So Forex, we start with Aussie Jappy. You see that it started the week with a couple of days, slow days with a couple of dojis and indecisions, but Wednesday was a strong bullish day. We broke previous highs, and I start looking for possible buys here. I had a short-term buy and didn't really reach my target. I was looking to see a possible retest of these highs here, but as you see, Thursday rejection and Friday rejection. We never got a close above this important structure here. I think this high is a very important high for this pair right now. A break here would send us much higher, but we never got a close above this structure here, and as you see, we have a couple of days of rejection, so it's still looking good for a possible long, but now we have a possible double top, as you see here. That would be much better for me if we got this double top up here, because we have a very good bearish divergence and on the RSI, as you see. If you compare these highs, that would be a good signal if we got it near some structure up here. We didn't get that, and for next week I'm looking for a possible retest of this previous neckline and probably the monthly pivot point and if we get any bullish evidence at this level down here, then I will be looking for a possible another try to buy in the direction of this move here, and see if we're gonna at least retest these highs or probably higher. Yeah, yeah, that's the plan for this one. We are still inside this range, and we didn't really test these extreme highs, these highs up here yet. Aussie USD took a really nice dive to the downside Friday. As you know, USD got very strong against almost all the pairs last Friday, and now we did break these lows down here, which make me start thinking that we're gonna retest these lows and the monthly S1 down here once again. Yeah, so now since we broke these lows down here, I'm looking for possible correction higher, and try to take a short on the break of flag or anything like that near this area up here. Or if you want to take a Fibonacci retracement tool of this move and try to find an entry somewhere in this area, if you get any bearish evidence or a flag on the 1 hour that got broken to the downside, that would be also good, possible good idea. Now once again, since we broke these lows down here, I think there is a possibility that we see more to the downside on this one. Euro Aussie, we're still trading inside this very strong bearish candle. For me now, this is the controlling or the mother candle of this range, and as you see, the whole week we couldn't retrace. We probably retraced 75% or so of this candle. I still see possible move to the downside, and if we go to the 4 hour, you see how slow this move going. It is a bullish move, but looking at the slope, comparing this move to the downside, this very strong slope and very fast move, let's not forget the time, guys. It's very important. This move was very fast, and now we are grinding very slow to the upside. So I still think that we may break this trend line and keep going lower. Looking for a bearish signal, and the best one would be if the Euro Aussie reached this level up here. Give me any bearish evidence as bearish engulfing or shooting star formation, or some divergence on the RSI, possibly a double top, and then try to short it from higher level. That would be great. That would give us better risk to reward. And the reason I'm looking at this level is that it been acting as good resistant looking left, as you see here. So that's what make me looking at this level at first for a possible continuation of this move to the downside. Euro JPY did finally break out above this lower range down here last Friday, and for now I'm looking for a possible continuation higher. We got a possible retest down here. Didn't took the trade. It was late Friday. I don't like to take trades so late. So for next week, I'm looking for if we're gonna get any retest of this structure and bullish evidence somewhere in this area for a possible continuation higher. And if that happen, I will surely try to short this pair from this level up here, because I'm looking for a possible A, B, C, D continuation at this area. At that same completion level, we have the 1.41 Fibonacci extension, and we have this previous structure up here that may act as a good resistant level. Let me make this blue so we can see it more. So now we broke above this neckline, we broke above this structure here, and that's why I'm looking for a possible something like this, and then looking to short it from this high for a longer period of time. Very, very good level to look at, around the 34.4 up here. And if we look at the weekly, you see that we're gonna reach a very, very good level here to try to take a short at the completion up here. Yeah. Euro sterling, what a mess. As you know, from 2 weeks ago, I was looking for this pair to reach the monthly R1 and try to short it from that level. We didn't really reach that much, and we got rejected, and then found some support. We did another try, couldn't break these highs, and Friday candle was a bearish, very strong bearish engulfing candle. So looking at this candle right now on the daily, it looks that bears was in control the whole day Friday. But if we go down to the 4 hour, we can see that we are back at the monthly pivot point. We are back at the 61.8 Fibonacci retracement of this move here. We are also back to some trouble area we had previously here. As you see, the level has been acting as good flip zone between support and resistance, and we are retesting this neckline of this double bottom, which could probably give us a good 2618 trade if we get any bullish evidence here on this level to retest these highs. The second scenario is looking at how strong these candles was on Friday. If no market sentiment change for next week, then there is a possibility that we get a break of this level here, and if that happens, then there is more room to the downside to at least retest of these lows down here. When you're trading sterling pairs, and almost all the pairs right now, we have a lots of market sentiment. We have the Catalonia leaving Spain scenario going, and every single headline makes some movement in the market. We have the Brexit talks going on for the sterling pairs, so that's why you need to be on top of things and keep looking for the news, and keep being informed of what's going on, because when we have such market sentiments and lots of headlines that may affect the market, it is important that you try to read what is the market sentiment right now, because when you have a strong sentiment, the technicals would not work a lot, as you saw on New Zealand last week. All the technicals levels was broken, and no one cares about the technicals when there is such a strong sentiment in the market. So yeah, please guys, keep a good eye on what's going on, because most of our trading right now is dependent on lots of political things going on. Yeah. And yeah, talking about New Zealand last week, as you see guys, no reaction, no nothing for the level. We broke monthly R1, we reached monthly R2 in 2 days. Very, very strong move to the upside, and the reason for that, for those of you who not looking much at that is, of course, that the political situation in New Zealand, that the first party elected to back Labour to form a new coalition government, which make the market sentiment very, very bad for the New Zealand dollar. So if you want to trade this, any pair that have with New Zealand, you have to keep an eye on what's going on, because any good news now, any good headlines gonna make possible reversal, because many New Zealand pairs are at important level, and the same goes for this pair. Actually, we did reach monthly R2, we got some reaction here, but don't be the first one to join the party. There's no reason for that. And if we go to the weekly, we see that we are actually at a good and possible supply level, an important one. Last time we were here, we started this whole move to the downside, yeah. But once again, it's very, very important that we keep an eye on the market and the sentiment going on. If we want to only talk technicals about this pair, then we are in a bullish trend. We broke previous high, and a correction or retest of this level, or even better at the monthly R1, that would give you a possible level to try to go long at this structure here, if you get any bullish evidence to take another bounce to the upside. But watch this level, it is an important level. There would be some reaction up here, and so far this could only be profit taking from this move. Don't think that oh my god, I have a pin bar or stuff like that. That would not work. A pin bar like this will not stop such a strong move to the upside. A pin bar like this one will not stop market sentiment, fear mode, and everyone is dumping the New Zealand dollar so far. So don't rush to trade this short yet. Wait for trend to start seeing lower lows and lower highs, then you maybe have some short terms. But I would say the best scenario is, of course, to wait for a possible retest of this structure or the monthly R1 from the above, and look for a possible bullish evidence at this level to try another bounce up. Okay, no need to fight the trend at all. We are now clearly in this upper range. You are welcome, Khan. I'm happy to see that you like the analysis, and of course, if you want to take the course as you're saying, just message me, and I still have one seat left actually, so give me a message before the mid of this week. EURUSD, we still, I would call it sideways. The level I'm looking at for next week, that would be if we get another retest of this monthly pivot area up here, to try to take a short from the top of this range. It seems that we are now trading in this lower range. As you saw earlier, we was trading in this upper range. We got this head and shoulder formation, this top formation, and we broke below that, and it seems like we are trading in this lower range right now. So the best scenario for me to short this pair, if we get another retest of this structure, to try to short it from this level. Otherwise, it is in the middle of this range, as you see here, which I don't like to trade in the middle of the range. And for next week, maybe around Thursday, we have these important news for the euro. So we may see some movement in the start of the week, it would be great if we see some slow movement to the upside, and we may see the usual that the market makes such a narrow range ahead of the news and then a break to the downside or the upside. No one is expecting a rate hike, so the news itself is already maybe priced in. But once again, if we go down to the 4-hour, guys, you see we are back at this this neckline here that got broken. We are retesting the level, so it is actually a good short-term level to look at for a possible bounce from here. Looking left, it was a good level previously as resistant, then got broken, resistant again, and broken, retested as support here, and now we are back at that level. So early next week we may see a possible bounce from this level higher, but I'm looking to the short side, and for me I will try to find entry reasons up here to short the pair for retest to the lows, or even better if we keep heading south toward the monthly S1. Sterling Aussie, as you saw last week, sterling was very strong last Friday, and did well against all currencies, and we were looking, we shorted this move and we were looking for possible more to the downside. We didn't get that and got stopped out on the trailing stops. It did reach this structure that has been acting as good resistance and support earlier here. As you see, there is lots of test. It is a very good flip zone, but we were looking, when we took the short and we broke this previous structure and we broke below monthly pivot point, we were looking for a possible more to the downside. Now after this bullish engulfing candle last Friday, now we can start looking at this structure as possible strong bounce for a possible retest of these highs. So if you are in a long position, I think you can hold hold your trade and look for first trouble area is these highs up here, because even on the 4-hour, as you see, we did now break above these structures up here, and yeah, we may want to look for a retest back down at the monthly pivot or these structure down here, and a possible continuation higher. Once again, it is sterling, and we do have some Brexit talks going on. Any good news for sterling will keep pushing this move higher. And for the Aussie, we have on Wednesday CPI quarter on quarter, which is a good catalyst for movements, and the forecast is 0.8. Previous was 0.2, and I think, I don't know, I personally think 0.8 is a little bit of a high number, and that we may get a lower actual number, which gonna give this possible boost higher if that happen. If we get a lower number than 0.8, this pair will keep moving, or all the Aussie pairs gonna get weaker. Yeah. Sterling Jappy, you see this structure we've been watching for a long time now, still holding the price, and now we did actually break this narrow range. As you see here, we had this range, or even better if we look at this one as like this. The monthly pivot point did act still at good support level, and this Friday move once again on the sterling, if we keep having this same sentiment, there is a possibility for more upside on this one. As you see now, we are out of this box, out of this range, but looking at the RSI, we are reaching the extremes. So yeah, we want to see if the retest will fail. If we got any retest and failure to stay inside the box, then any bullish evidence at this level here would give us a possible long scenario, and if that got broken, we may see even more. Let's not forget that we do have this neckline down here that may still act as good support, resistant level. As you see here, it was a good support, got broken, retested, bam, continuation down, and now we are back outside of this range. So yeah, I will try to find a long position if we don't break and stay inside the box. If that happened, then we do have once again this box play, sell the highs, buy the lows until we stay outside of it. Another New Zealand pair, and this one moved the most, almost seems so. Thursday was a very bad for all New Zealand pairs, and Friday, of course, the sterling was the strongest, and the New Zealand, it was the strongest against the weakest currency for that week, and that's why we had such a strong break of this range now. And we did reach the monthly R1 and this previous structure. When the price traded at this level previously, we had a very strong move to the downside and a total reversal of this move to the upside. So it is an important level to look at, and looking more to the left, you see why. We are back at these Brexit lows, and if we go to the weekly, you see we still have this little gap not closed yet, so don't short this yet. There is a possibility that we may see a close of this gap next week. It is a very strong move to the upside, but it is, I know it is a good level, and expecting this level to be a very crowded one right now. Many retailers are shorting this. I think they started shorting this somewhere here. Not a good idea to fight such a strong trend. So don't rush on this, and don't look very much at the technicals. Have them in your mind, but once again, look at the sentiment, see what's going on in New Zealand before. So if you want to short this, you really want to see some movement, break of the lows, a break of this level at least. Don't just because of break of such a little structure go and start shorting it. I think to short this, really short it, I don't know, we want to see a break below here. As for now, you want to play the long side, a retest down here, that would be a good level to try for another bounce up short term. But long term shorting, we need much better market sentiment, and we are at a very good level, but we should wait and see. I don't think that I don't know, I'm not sure if the market is ready for such a break here. Nothing left, this will send this much higher. So yeah, be careful. The best idea would be a retest of this range and give you maybe another bounce higher once again. Yeah, Tabo, I think GN killed many last week. Many traders that were fighting this move. So you're not the only one, buddy. One should be careful when such movement happens. Sterling USD. Well, we did reach that monthly pivot here and got rejected down. We never reached these lows. I was expecting that we maybe reach these lows before we get a bounce. I don't know. I think this pair is very tricky right now. As I said last week, looking on the 4-hour, we see that right now in this move we keep making lower highs and lower lows, as you see here, and there is a possibility that we keep doing this and another retest lower here. But once again, Friday move was a very good and strong move, and we should not forget that. So one should keep looking at this level once again, if it's gonna get broken or not, because this move here could be just a fake out to the downside, and many short are trapped right now here. Late sellers, if they enter here, they probably out already, or if they have wide stops, then the next logical level to have the stops is somewhere here. I think this could be a good stop pocket, and if that reaches, this will start triggering stops, and we're gonna send us back up to this level. So for next week, short-term trading, you should be looking at this structure here. If you're trading the shorter term, 1 hour or so, or the 15 minutes, you want to look for what the price will do at this level here. I think this is an important structure short term, and if that got broken, we may reach back to the monthly pivot. Otherwise, for me, I think if we get any bearish evidence at this level, that there is a possibility that we keep heading down on and continuing this leg to the downside now after we broke all the levels once again. Yeah, those are the scenarios I have short term for the pair for next week. Because looking at it like this, after this move, this could be a correction and a possible another leg to retest these lows, and if that got broken, then of course we're gonna be heading even lower. Very intense in political talks, so yeah, keep an eye on it, on those things. New Zealand CAD did reach the monthly S1, and the only pair that really had a good rejection on Friday, looking at how the New Zealand was performing. So it was a level to expect possible rejection. I didn't take the trade because looking at the move on Thursday and Wednesday, I would not go against this anyway, because as you know guys, as we've been talking, the pair been weak against all of them. So yeah, it is now at this structure support and back at the monthly S1 once again, and it is a good level, but you want to look for a good bullish, really good bullish signal if you want to take the long from this level now. And the possible scenario is another retest here, double bottom, possible double bottom, some bullish divergence on the RSI, double bottom with a strong bullish signal. Maybe you can take try to take a long and try to reach these levels, or to this level up here. But once again, look at this structure here, we're reaching very extreme levels, so be aware of that. And there is possibly better pairs to look at until this situation in New Zealand settle down and we start knowing what's going on for real. New Zealand USD break below this upper range, and we are trading now below both monthly S1 and monthly S2 got broken on Friday, and I don't see any troubles until we reach these lows back down here. Structure wise, we may have some reaction at this neckline down here, so a retest of this structure here would be a good level to try to take a short for a continuation of this leg back down to these levels down here. That would give us a completion of an ABCD move at the 1.618 Fibonacci extension and at previous structure support. It is a good structure to look at, and there is a possibility that we may see the bounce from these levels down here. So as you see, very bearish right now, and we should be only looking for short possibilities on this pair until we reach the completion of the ABCD pattern and start looking for a possible bounce back up. This whole move to the upside started from this level, so it is an important level. But of course, after such a strong move, we don't want to sell so late, so of course we want to look for higher levels, a retest of this structure here or the monthly S1. That would be good level to look at to take a trade from that structure. Yeah. Khan, the Japan election result will affect the Japanese yen if we get surprise, but it seems that there is no surprise, and the exit polls saying that the current Prime Minister Abe is still winning. So I don't think if that happened and he wins, there was no be major issues. The same will keep going on Jappy pairs. USD CAD, after some bad news for the CAD last week, we had inflation data and we had retail sales, and that's why we got very weak CAD against all currencies last week. Last Friday, but now we did break these levels and we are heading once again to this structure here, which is an important structure in my opinion, and we are reaching the monthly R1 also. Next week we have very important news for CAD, as you see on Wednesday. The BOC monetary policy report, the rate statement, overnight rate, crude oil inventory, so and the press conference for the BOC. So very important day for the CAD pairs. That's why you should be aware of that. But if we look technically, we are now trading above this range here that got broken on Friday, and a break and close above this structure here should send us higher. What I don't really like that we are not trading above this structure yet. So we still have some trouble here, the monthly R1 here, and we have the Wednesday news that we should be looking at. As for now, this move was still a long, very slow to the upside, ranging. As you see, this took 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 days 6 days to reach from here to here, and now on the way up it took us, let me see, 30 trading days, 30 bars to reach back to this level. Yeah, so yeah, we are bullish in this move, but it is not as strong as the bear was on the way down. Every single time we were trading to the downside, the moves was much steeper, much stronger. And I'm still looking at this structure here, and even here as a important levels for this pair for a possible bounces from. USD Jappy, what a Friday and what a Wednesday moves. Thursday was some correction inside bar, and then Friday the bulls was in total control of the pair, and we did break this last high here. As you see, we're trading above this structure now, and yeah, we are still in a bullish structure, and of course the market objective could be to reach these highs or the monthly R1. Very reachable, I think, after this break. But do we want to trade it from these highs? So I think we want to see some correction lower. If we get some we have to buy the dips to have a better risk to reward, to have a better value to trade from. Yeah, so first area somewhere around the 1250 would be good, or a retest of the 113 even is the first level to look at, and back down here this would be the last structure to try to short terms for another bounce. And of course, if we go back even lower to the 111.80 area here, that would be still inside this range and still a good level to try to go long. But as I said, last week was the bulls. Every candle that was bullish here, the first one, this one, and this one, they were strong, and I'm not sure that we're gonna get so deep correction. It seems like the market was in a hurry to reach this level, so there is probably shallow corrections for next week, and we maybe want to try to take those levels as a retest down here once again. As you see here, we did break this structure, retested, and kept going. So at the first level, maybe we want to see if we gonna get any bullish evidence back down at this level around the 113 area to try to break previous high and continue higher to this structure up here. So I am bullish on UJ, but we want to buy the dips. Yeah, it is much better levels to work with. Yeah, it seems that that was the last pair for today. So that's it, guys. Do you have any questions? As usual, 1-2 minutes for questions if you have any questions or any pair you want me to look at. Otherwise, we will call it a day, and thank you very much for being here. Once again, if you did like the analysis, please hit the like button, and let's try to make a new like record for this week, and feel free to share the video if so. Let's see, I will wait 30 seconds or so to see. I know that I am lagging with the sound to you guys, about 30 seconds between me and you. But so far I don't see any questions. Yeah, Khan, as I said, you repeat the same question, but the election result seems not to affect this JP because we do have the sign. Seems like the same prime minister gonna win. Zafar, we did Sterling JP. You can just go back and watch that. I did Sterling JP already. You're welcome, ministry. See you next Sunday, yeah. Okay, guys, I don't see any more questions, so thanks a lot, and trade safe. And as I said, keep watching the news, and so you know what's going on around you. And yeah, trade with good risk management, good money management, and you will surely do well this week too. Yeah, bye bye, and see you out there.